Welcome, everybody, to the big day. It is Stage 7 here at the Rebelle Rally. We're at Rebelle Rally Live, presented by Toyota, and this stage is sponsored by Total Chaos, and I got to tell you one thing. Hang on to your butts, because it's about to get nuts.
There's
Matthew
a bunch of great energy out here this morning. Teams running around. They're doing an extra little chat about some of the sand this morning, an extra little bit of training for folks that want it, that are a little bit concerned about today, but the rest are just raring to go.
Raring to go. I mean, listen, this is a very important stage because everything can change. My first year we came into this stage in first place. We had a big old mess up and we dropped to 11th place. The year that I won in the Jeep Wrangler, we were like doing good. We were like, yeah, first, second. Somebody came up, Michelle Laframboise and Elise Rousset, they came up from like 8th place and tied with us. So anything can happen in the dunes. It's a big, big day.
It looks like first and second are probably sorted out. They're in competition, but like 3rd through 10th.
3rd through 10th.
Anywhere in float today.
It is going to be a really, really fun day. So keep your eyes on those trackers. Remember, when you look at that live scoring, it's not, you might see someone's going to be way, way far ahead. That just might be because they started earlier. So don't take those live scores until we get to the end of the day, because you're going to see a lot of movement on that live scoring.
If you were going to be watching the scoreboard all day, today's the day to do it.
Today is the day to do it.
Today's the day to do it. Have it on the background. have it up on your screen. Have it up in the background. There we go. 141. The 69 Bronco is here and ready to go have a big day. So stoked that they've made it this far this year.
Well, speaking of Total Chaos, we have the Total Chaos woman.
Oh, can I talk to her?
Yes, you can talk to Nicole Pitell, because
awesome.
She is amazing. So we are going to get to her. Have fun.
We're doing that? Okay, great. Let's do it. All right, just looking there at the start line, Kristen and Holly. It looks like we're not exactly sure how we got the start order we did today. It's like they folded the start list in half and integrated some folks further down in the list with the ones with the higher points position.
Copy.
And then also here on Sand Day, we have 2 cars at a time coming off the line. So we'll see pairs of cars leaving off the line this morning. All right, so we've done a quick shuffle, and I'm sitting here with Nicole Pitell from Total Chaos.
Good morning.
Nice to see you. Here we are. Awesome. So I got to tell you, I started running Total Chaos because I believed in the people, because I knew Nicole and I believed in the people that I had met around there. And then over the time, the quality and the whole, the reason everybody's so stoked about Total Chaos came out. But Nicole, what gave you guys the idea to start the business?
Yeah, Matt and I just had some friends that were having some issues with some factory parts, and we were 2 young kids.
Give us what year is that? How long ago?
1998.
Okay. Cool.
So, we just wanted to outfit and upgrade some of the OE equipment on Toyotas that we were running when he was racing down in Mexico. We were chasing the Score series, and it's become a global brand. Very humble for that, but very stoked.
So cool. Let's talk about some of the details of your business. Everything, it's handmade in-house.
We're 100%.
Describe for us.
We're 100% made in the USA, handcrafted. I've got a crew. There's 7 of us that have spent 17 years together. So it's a real culture. There's synergy. We're just a true race team. People that come in don't even realize that that we produce and manufacture the equipment there. But, very, very, very lucky.
Cool. Do you have anything coming down the pipe that you're excited about that you guys are working on?
Today, we actually, our 22 Tundra that's going to be driving some of the media and reps out here has prototype stock length lower control arms and upper control arms and a rear link kit that were released this year. So the 22 Tundra has been the hot model for us right now.
Awesome. Before we go, tell me about why you work as hard as you work for making the Rebelle happen, because you do. You're out there with Emily pre-running. What is it about the event that's important for you?
I love every aspect of what the Rebelle does in regards to the community, the culture, the people, the dynamic base of sponsors that Emily has brought together that is so diverse, and it's adventure. We get an opportunity to go traverse Nevada, California. We see the course, and as she's piecing it together, what goes on in her mind that is creative and then becomes this event is absolutely phenomenal.
And sometimes you get to camp where on the fault line of earthquakes.
Yes. I think that we need to do a blog of the behind the scenes of pre-running for the last 7 years. It's been an awesome opportunity for these women. I'm definitely, as a brand, I'm very stoked that I have a group of men that supports our involvement. We've got half of our team here, driving media, driving emergency personnel. The dunes are going to be hot today. I looked at the weather. It's going to be 98 degrees. They're going to be soft. Tire pressure and being smart, fatigue The girls that don't have to dig are definitely going to have an advantage. The sand is soft, and if they get stuck, there's going to be a lot of exertion between that no shadow time. 11 and 1 p.m. is going to be brutal for these competitors. I think today is going to be a game changer in regards to some of the ranking order.
The leader list. Yeah, we're looking forward to following that along the way. Well, everyone, this is the most calm you will perhaps ever see. Nicole, who goes by Just Chaos. She gets in the driver's seat, hits the sand, and then wakes up at a whole new level. Thank you so much, Nicole. We're going to check in with Harry out on the line.
Yeah, we're here at the start line, 2 off the line at a time today between a new Bronco and a classic Bronco, our 40/30 class. This is the 3rd you've been here, and every year you do better. Everyone, you're always the fan favorite. Did you make many changes to the vehicle this year ahead of the rally?
We did. We got the biggest one was the new AOD transmission, put in a few weeks ago, and that's been amazing. And then we also got a new steering box, which has also been helpful, and Hydro Boost brakes, which I am in love with. I can stop on hills and stuff and not move. So that's been great, all because of our sponsor, Tom.
I always like to see you on the start line rather than in the mechanics area, which has been more of the case this year. Tell us, what is it like not having AC, or what are the biggest challenges now in driving a classic vehicle?
We're hot all the time, and it's very dusty. Sometimes we have to put our goggles on. But that's really it. I don't know. The first year, it was so hot and glamorous in 2020 that we always compare it to that. Like, we made it through that. We can make it through any other hot day because it was like 103 or something. So it's all manageable. It's just hot and dusty.
And for those that don't know, tell us a little bit about this vehicle, or how long it's been in the family and what the history is.
Our dad bought it new in '68, so he's always had it, and he passed away in 2014, and we inherited it. We knew we were going to keep it. It wasn't running. It wasn't even running when we decided to do the Rebelle, but we're like, we have to do it in Dad's Bronco, and then it's 10 months later we did. So, yeah, it's always been in the family. Yeah.
And we see you out and about with like Chris Vockler, some other folks. You were at the Northwest Overland Rally, right? So you put up some miles on this other than at the Rebelle?
Yes, we've this last year it's had a lot of miles. Yeah, we went all the way up for the Northwest Overland Rally. We've done other trips. Went down to Florence a couple of times for different events and just hanging out with Vockler and Cantoy Divas. So we just all like to hang out and use it as much as we can so it doesn't fail here. So, yeah.
Well, I think you got the formula this year, and we're always happy that you come back, and we know you are a fan favorite and everyone's rooting for you at home. Have a good time today.
Thank you.
I believe we have Emily back in the studio, and we'll hear what she has to say about the day.
We almost have Emily back in the studio. Right now, we have Emme Hall back on set.
Second best.
Emme, thanks for letting me interview Nicole.
Oh, because, well, Nicole is such a great interview.
We always want to talk with Nicole.
No, she's so great. She's a close friend, and I love it when I get to go out in the dunes with her because she is a maniac. No poop. A maniac in the dunes, and I just love her. But you know what I saw yesterday when teams were coming in is that the folks from Scrubblade, who is our windshield wiper sponsor, they came in through and they cleaned everybody's windshield. So everybody is starting with a fresh, clean windshield. And I know folks at home would be like, yeah, who cares, a clean windshield? No, it's actually a really big deal.
It's nice.
Yeah.
And you need to see out of that to see where you're going to get your checkpoint. So it's kind of an important piece.
Yeah, and I will tell you, they didn't clean my windshield, and my windshield is full of dead bugs. So there they go. First one's off the line. All right. Oh, my gosh. It's such an exciting day, Matthew.
Yeah,
I love it.
It is. It's a big one.
All right, well, while we get these competitors off the line 2 by 2, we're going to go out for a quick commercial break, but we'll be right back here at the 7th stage of the Rebelle Rally.
I really created the Rebelle to have a proving ground for people, products, and vehicles. It doesn't matter how your vehicle's powered, whether you have a traditional petrol vehicle or you have an electrified vehicle.
This year we have the standard 135 kilowatt hour battery pack. That has an EPA rating of 314 miles, but that's in, ideal conditions.
We are real world testing in the way that people want to use them. They want to go out and adventure. They want to go camping in the car that they often are doing the daily commute in.
So we are a little bit lower than some of the other vehicles. Some of the 4x4s, of course, have lift kits and things like that on them. So I think for us, in addition to range, vehicle clearance is very important.
Last year we had 2 electrified vehicles, one EV in the 4x4 and one PHEV in the X-Cross class. And this year we have 7. It's an exciting program for us, and we're learning a lot. And the companies that are involved are learning a lot.
I love how with the Rebelle they've also taken the renewable innovations who gives us the power to change how the base camps work as well and make those greener.
It was also important to us that we worked on having a program that powers these cars with renewable power. We can't have those cars not able to be powered in the desert. So that's what's been really exciting about working with the renewable innovations. They had large-scale solutions and experience and problem-solving skills, and we needed that.
This year we brought back the same vehicle because last year was in our minds like a science experiment, a little bit of a beta test. So we decided we wanted to come back and give it a go and go for a win in an electric vehicle.
Yeah.
That would be really awesome.
The Rebelle Rally is the longest competitive off-road navigation rally in the U.S. It is remote, unique, and extremely challenging. When we launched the Rebelle, we needed a robust, multi-function tracking system to serve as the backbone for course and safety operations. Unique to the Rebelle, it also has to interface directly with our real-time scoring system. The tracker must be reliable, durable, and never fail, combined with superior customer support. We chose Iridium-based YB tracking. It's the best product and the most experienced people. YB tracking has been a critical component of our safety and success since day one.
Oh, hey, it's a Donovan's. You know, legend has it, the Donovans had a barbecue that fed half a town.
You know what I heard? They drove cross country just to walk their dog.
Apparently, they climbed a mountain to save some wild horses. That's what they say.
That's what they say.
Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back, everybody, to Stage 7 of the Rebelle Rally, sponsored by Total Chaos. And I have, wait for it, today, you are El Capo, Italian. The boss of the Rebelle Rally right here, Emily Miller, and we are going to go through a little bit of the course. Bye, you guys. We've got a couple cars going off the line. I tell you, the energy here is just palpable. I love it.
Yeah, it's great energy today. You never know what it's going to be like in the tent the morning before the dunes.
Yeah.
So it's great to see everybody ready for the day and not fearing the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I know we've got the Mapbox animation of what the teams are going to be going through today. So let's roll that and take me through some of these dunes. I mean, we know we've got 40 miles of dunes one way, 5 or 6 miles across, a huge amount to get through.
Yeah, so from the start, the crossovers and the 4x4s diverge, and they're both going to do a section, but they're going to do it at different times.
Okay, so it looks like we've got the 4x4 course here.
Yeah, so actually, the 4x4s, what they're going to do is they're going to head north and then west. They're going to hit a green checkpoint. Then they are going to turn south, and they have an option. So the regular route and the X route diverge. The X route is harder to drive.
Okay.
They both meet up after about 3 checkpoints, continue to head southeast down the dunes.
Okay.
What's going to happen today is the X routes and the regular routes are going to do 2 things, either dive in and out of the dunes, or they are going to be really difficult to navigate.
Okay.
So really going to be an interesting challenge to see what they decide.
Yeah.
Once they turn the bottom of the dunes and start their way back up to the 3rd green CP, then they are going to dive into an area known as the swing set, and then there's a memorial. That is in the heart of the dunes.
Yeah.
It's great when you see people out there in a stock car and they're in buggies and UTVs. They think, what are you doing out here? But their cars can do it.
Yeah.
It is really going to demand, though, the best driving.
Yeah.
They're going to come back out of the dunes, not to the edge of the dunes, and then I'm going to turn them back in as a next option. They're going to head up to the final green CP, which is just past Osborne Overlook. The way that we've trafficked them is to literally go off the overlook and then have to dive down what feels like a waterfall into that final green CP. The last part of the day is the kicker. I believe that this really the rally standings will come down to this last section. And there are a number of checkpoints in Wash 22, which is very close, and they can get those checkpoints in any order.
Cool.
It's a combination of blue checkpoints and black diamonds. The crossovers do it first this morning. The 4x4s do it last. They can do it in any order. And so it's going to be tough. They're going to all of a sudden have the pressure. Do I go after that black diamond and get the points that I need, or do I risk a wide miss?
Right.
So I think everyone should keep watching the scores today, and I think you might be I know we're going to be glued to the track.
It's going to be great.
Today.
Well, and when we saw in that Mapbox animation, it looked like they were going to be going straight, right? That was a distance and heading. That was a cap heading. They're not going to be able to drive that way. So we've got these sand highways that kind of go all the way around the dunes. And what teams are going to be able to do is take those sand highways, find a good entrance point into the dunes, go in, get a couple of checkpoints, and then come back out and really utilize those sand highways just to make it a little bit easier to get closer to where they want to be. Because if you try to drive straight in these dunes, you're not going to find your checkpoints and you're going to get stuck.
Yeah, and the east side of the dunes are constructed with washes, and they're basically the backside of the big dunes in the direction of wind. And so they can't go straight. Like you said, they have to go down to a point, keep track of the distance. But on the west side of the dunes, you can do more cap headings. But you have to be prepared to drive around some really big dunes and some really big holes.
Yes, absolutely. There's a lot of witch's eyes out there. I know I've gotten stuck in a few, and there's
not
nothing
you, Emme.
Oh, yes, me. Yes, me. Sometimes Rebecca tells me not to go somewhere, and I'm like, I can do that. And the next thing I know, I'm sideways on a dune. Sometimes risking pays off, and sometimes you're stuck for a while. But those are really difficult, and oftentimes you can't see them until you get over the top. So we're going to have navigators out scouting dunes. There's going to be a lot of hand signals telling people, no, don't go this way. Yes, this is fine. I mean, teams have a whole kind of sign language to do so that they can get out there and communicate, because there's going to be a lot of running around out there.
There is.
Yep.
And it's going to be hot.
Yes, which is why I'm glad that teams have their Yeti cups so that they can keep their water, keep it cool and get out there and hydrate. Otherwise, your brain goes to mush.
Yeah.
Yep.
One interesting thing, too, is as people watch the trackers today, it's worth watching who's teaming up together. They have the chance to work in the dunes up to groups of 3. It can help with safety. More than that, it can start to be a little unsafe. Too many cars working together. But, yeah, definitely look for who's working together and who's going it alone.
Yes, exactly. Emily, thank you so much. I know you're going to send some of these cars off the starting line. Yep. And speaking of, we've got Harry out there in Harry situations. What do you got for us, Harry?
Yeah, I think that was the perfect segue about strategy for today and teaming up. Nicole, can you tell us a little bit about what your plan is in the dunes today? Do you have other people you'll be going out there with?
Yeah, we are going to do a little following in the beginning and see how that goes. And if that goes good, we'll continue on. But otherwise, our plan is just to take the sand highway, play it safe for now, and hope for the best.
Yeah, I think that's a very good plan for the day, right? Yeah. And you've had a great week, so just keep that up. And have you had fun out here?
Oh yeah, it's been really fun. It's my first time, and this is like it's just surreal, totally.
And what, other than the driving and the navigating, the first things people think of, what else have you learned this week or you wish you had known coming into the event?
I wish that I had known to bring less stuff.
Right.
I think that's what I'd say.
That's a common theme. I think when you don't know what you're getting into, you want to pack for any possible situation, right? So that's totally acceptable answer. Do you have a bunch of recovery gear for out in the dunes?
Yeah, we do. We have a whole duffel bag in the back. We have the kinetic rope. We have our MaxTrax boards, lots of straps, lots of tire stuff. So yeah, we came prepared that way for sure.
Well, that's good. It always builds confidence to know you have what you need and the skills you need to use it. We'll let you move up. We know you're off the line soon, but thanks for chatting with us.
Yeah.
Next up, we have another Bronco, some returning Rebelles. So I'm really curious to hear what they have to say. They were rookies last year, so we'll ask them about what they brought. Good morning.
Good morning.
So we just talked to these ladies. They're rookies in a Bronco.
Yeah.
You're back this year. So they said that they packed way too much stuff. Did you pack less this year than you did last year?
We did.
Absolutely.
Yes, we did. We did not bring as much stuff. We realized that hauling all that stuff around, we didn't even use it. So we just left it at home.
That's sage advice, Tori. What other advice would you have for people considering doing this event?
I would say considering it's a very long time. We're on day 7 or day 8, something like that.
Yeah.
It's Friday. I would say that it's a long time, but it is a fantastic time, and you really learn a lot. You learn about yourself, you learn about your partner, and you have a great time.
And we're glad to see you back together. That's always a good sign when we see people return together.
Yes.
So have a blast out there in the dunes. I know that you've got the vehicle for it and you've got all the training, so have fun out there today.
Thank you.
We'll go back to the studio now.
Thank you, Harry, and welcome back, Matthew. Always good to see you back here. Now, one of the things that I wanted to talk about just really quick is that when I was running in the Rivian, because that truck was so heavy, when we got to the dunes, we took out a lot of stuff.
Oh, okay, you try to just leave it intense.
I lightened it up. We took out everything. We took out all of our gear. We took out both our spares because we thought, well, we're probably not going to get a spare here, so we left that weight at home. We did take our toolbox. We took our jack out, but we took our toolbox, we took our first aid kit, and we took our water, and that was it, because you got to save weight, especially on some of these heavier cars.
I hear it.
Yeah.
Now, I've always wondered, I meant to ask you earlier about when it comes to accelerating in an electric car, in the Rivian, on sand, like I know as a driver, I try to squeeze into the throttle and just kind of ease away.
Yeah.
Because if you give it throttle too quick, you sink before you go forwards.
Absolutely.
So with so much torque on demand, I would imagine some really steady throttle usage is really important.
Yeah, you have to be really steady on the throttle. You got to feel like maybe you got a raw egg behind your foot and you just got to squeeze into it. But I will tell you, we were going up Oldsmobile Hill once and I gave it a little bit of electrons.
That's a funny thing,
to
right?
get it up to the top right there, and I did a little bit of a burnout in the sand. I mean, that sand practically turned to glass. Oh, it was crazy.
Interesting.
It was so awesome. Well, we've got some really cool contingencies this year, which is awesome. So contingency is when a sponsor comes in, and if you're running their product and you do well, they'll actually give you money.
Oh, okay.
I know. You actually can make money here at the Rebelle Rally. Well, are you going to come out ahead? No, but you might get a little bit of money back. Now, our big contingency sponsor this year is Pirelli, and they're doing 2 contingencies, right? So if you, the top teams that are running the Pirelli Scorpion tires, they are going to get, Pirelli will give you a donation to the charity of your choice for those top 3 teams, which is really cool.
That's really cool. And they've come in with a second way their contingency works, right?
Yes. So then they will be doing a podium contingency, and that will be $1,000 for first, $500 for second, and $250 for third. Now, we only have 3 teams that are actually running Pirellis.
Okay.
We have the 2 Rivians, and then we have Laura Wanless and Maria Guitar. So it looks like, depending on what happens today, we'll probably get, 1 or 2, definitely 1, but, maybe 2 people up there in that contingency for Pirelli.
I'll bet, especially Laura Wanless, second, running second all event. That's a proof in the pudding, proof in the pie of the capability of the Scorpion ATR.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we'll see more folks on those tires next year. It's really cool that Pirelli is doing contingency and put cash in your hand.
Yeah.
It's not just here's a tire, it's here's cash.
Here's cash, yeah. So we've also got MaxTrax is coming in. They have got, for the top teams with MaxTrax, again, it's $1,500 and $250. We also have Scrubblade, again, the same thing, $1,500 and $250. But most teams here are running Scrubblade, so basically those top 3 teams are going to be getting those. And then we also have the Team Spirit Award, which we haven't really talked about. that is something that happens where the competitors vote on, it's basically Miss Congeniality, right?
Sure.
Whoever has, been the most helpful.
I haven't heard a word about it this week. I can't wait to see,
it's going to be really great. So for that, the team gets $500 and then the Rebelle Rally will give $500 to their charity. So, you know what? There's bragging rights coming up, but there's also a little bit of cash money in the hands.
Fun stuff here to make it even more tasty here at the Glamis. I want to point out something the viewers are seeing on screen. As vehicles leave here, they get directly on one of the sand highways around here, and there's a speed limit on that.
Yes.
So you're not watching competition right now. You're just watching folks transit from where the base camp is out to kind of the area of action.
Exactly. Yeah. The graded dirt road here is about 15 miles per hour as a speed limit. Now they can come out onto this, harder packed area and they can travel faster if they want, but it's so whooped out that you're not going to go that much faster. So you might as well just stick on that graded dirt road.
You may as well just enjoy a little bit of peace while you can.
All right, let's see what Harry's got for us out there on the starting line. Harry.
Yeah, we're here at the starting line with the Kia team, and Brenna's actually a professional rally driver, so can you think of someone better to have you take you around in the dunes than her? How is this new Kia working out for you this week?
I love driving the Sportage X Pro. It's been really fun, and I've been kind of creating a relationship with it and feeling one with the car and being able to, ask it to do something, and it does it. So it's been really fun.
And if there's a way to know that you're serious today, you have your neck donut on.
Every day.
Every day?
Yeah, every day. Well, so many years in motorsports, we all kind of have some neck issues, and this donut really helps, especially, in the last 6 days, there's a lot of bumps and rocks and things like that, and the helmet gets very, very heavy after a while.
For sure. Did you have an opportunity to get this vehicle out in the dunes prior to the event?
I didn't get to have this exact vehicle out in the dunes prior to this event. However, we had an identical vehicle, also pre-production vehicle, out about a month ago right here at Glamis.
Well, and I saw you out there yesterday, and it didn't look like anything was slowing you down, so I expect more of that today in the dunes. Have fun.
Thank you.
More competitors moving up to the line now. We've got a sister team here and a sister-in-law team here, both in Toyotas. I know April's Toyota. Oh, wrong Toyota team, but we'll talk to Katie here.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You have a big smile on your face. That's always good.
Mm-hmm.
How did you sleep last night?
Oh, like a rock. We had some mechanical issues, so was up late working on that and got dinner late, so was glad to get in bed. And slept well.
And is your plan to team up with other people in the dunes? What's your strategy?
We're actually going to team up with the purple FJ, Sharon and Stacy, and we're going to kind of run the outskirts today because I am limping a little bit with a bent tie rod and a makeshift CV boot. So we're going to kind of leapfrog and keep on the outskirts, and since they're full power, they're going to run in and grab stuff that we might not want to risk it, so that we can drive back out, and we'll wait on the edge to be a point of sight for them. So, yeah.
That sounds like a great plan. And Kate, as you're talking, I can't help but notice the ring on your finger there.
Yes.
Can you show us that?
It's a locking hub. So my boyfriend got this for me, but it turns from 4x4 to 4x2. So it's just a fun little reminder every day. It's my daily ring.
I like that. Yeah, and the CV boot, I think in particular, in the sand, that keeps out all that dirt, right? Keeps the grease in, keeps the sand out. So something you'll definitely want to keep an eye on out there.
Yeah, we've got plastic dog poop bags wrapped around it with tape and zip ties, and stuffed it with as much grease last night as I could. So it's there. It's back on.
And you're here too. That's the important part.
Yeah.
So I'll let you move up to the start line in a minute. Will is still under your vehicle, so I'll have you, we'll hold off for a second as he gets the shot, show everybody at home what you're working with. But I love your never say die attitude, and have fun out there today.
Thank you. See ya.
Emme, Matthew, what do you got for us?
Oh my gosh! So now I know. Now I need to put a garbage bag and a bunch of duct tape in Buddy, so that when I bust out a CV boot, I can.
Isn't it funny how it's not just one CV boot failure and you're done? It's like when you tear a CV boot, it's like for whatever reason you end up screwing around with it for like a few different trips.
Yeah.
It's not just fix it and be done. It's like, I don't know, then the zip tie came back off and there's slung grease back out of it. And maybe I'm just not
and
great
if you
at
want to
this.
fix a CV boot for reals, it involves taking off the whole axle, and it's like such a pain in the butt. So being able to just like, just wrap in a garbage bag and call it good. Like, I love Nick Guyver.
It's Friday, I'm over it. Yeah. Also, thanks, Will. I love that Will's climbing under the Jeep, under the 4Runner there. And what about her ring? I'm not big into jewelry, but a ring that twists between 4x4 and 4x2 or 2, but whatever, that was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm single and ready to mingle, so if there's any guy out there, if you want to impress me, get me that ring, and I will 100% go out on a date with you. I'm just saying. Katie is looking at me right now off camera.
I love how serious she is. She's not kidding.
Listen, man, you got to have fun out here. The competitors are going to have fun. I'm going to have fun today, too.
I'm here for some fun, too.
Exactly.
Speaking of fun, I have changed my footwear twice so far today.
Today?
I just can't decide what. Should it be boots today? Is it shorts and boots and all this?
I got flip-flops. My feet are disgusting, and I don't even care because I'm not going to be I'm going to try to cool off as much as possible. It's supposed to be about 97, 98 today. It's going to get hot. That sun is just coming up here, and in about an hour, you're going to wish you had flip-flops on.
That'll be this afternoon for our 3-hour show this afternoon, by the way, right?
Yeah, 3-hour show.
Yeah, we're going to be on all day this
starting
afternoon.
at 2:30.
Yeah.
So, Matthew, I know you've got a lot of experience out here in the dunes. Like, how do you drive it? What's your strategy?
I'll tell you my strategy. I've got a lot of experience driving in general, but when I come to the dunes, I remember that I am a learning dunes driver. I'm as brave as I'm really for things that I'm quite confident about. Honestly, my current situation is I'm trying to push myself to climb a little bit more stuff that I haven't seen yet.
All right.
Because I don't like to dig. I don't like being stuck.
Digging sucks.
And when you go up big dunes, you get big stuck.
Well, and it's funny you mentioned digging because, a lot of these competitors, everyone's pretty much got MaxTrax, right?
Yeah.
But there is another tool that you can have in your arsenal, and that is a demo shovel. You can dig with a MaxTrax, sure, but it's not very comfortable and it's not very efficient. So you can get out that demo shovel and just dig, shove your MaxTrax underneath there. It makes the whole recovery go a lot quicker.
I noticed that those demo shovels are really built for sand. They have a way for the sand to fall back out of it, and that they're aluminum, so they're really lightweight.
Yeah.
I usually use the MaxTrax to dig with. I'm going to have to try.
You should get a shovel because it's a lot. It's just easier on your back, and it's a lot quicker. I have mine. I have my MaxTrax, and then I have my demo shovel strapped onto the roll cage on Buddy, and I'm like, look how cool that little off-road Miata is. He's got his demos and his MaxTrax. I just love it. I love it. Now, I was seeing a couple of navigators this morning. We've got these mountains that are all around. Now, you can't see it on every single map that they have, but you can see these mountains on some. And what's a really good trick here is to find out what exactly those peaks are on your map.
Yes.
So that when you're out in the dunes, you can take a heading off of that peak. So you can do that here from base camp, right? Because you're at a known point. You can find the heading to whatever peak it is that you think you're going to be able to side off of, and then you can kind of circle it, and you have an idea in your head of what it is. Instead of just getting out and you can't use anything around you to navigate off of.
Because most of the time in the dunes, or often in the dunes, you're just surrounded by sand.
Right.
And that site picture is always changing.
Exactly. So Rebecca would always come out here and she would know exactly which peaks are which. So you can always sight off of those. You can also sight off. I don't know. Should I even be saying this? I mean, this is like for future
Rebels. Training for future Rebels.
Future Rebels. There's also a tower at Osborne Lookout. So if you're able to figure out where that is on your map, that can be helpful. There is a tower at the beach store, but I will tell you, it is not where you think it is on the map. So be careful with that one.
Careful with that one. Hey, let's jump out to Harry and see who he's got ready to chat with on the line.
Yeah, we've got the Honey Badgers here in their Toyota, showing the reliability of these vehicles.
Oh, yeah.
So how many miles are on your truck?
We're over 300,000. We turned 300,000 about a week before the rally. So, I don't know, 30,000, 300,000, 1,000. I don't know. So what we were doing, 1,600.
Would you say a lot?
A lot. Reliability. 302,932.
We call that a lot. You two are crushing it out there this year. So last year you were rookies. Yep. And what would you tell anyone considering doing this event at home? What advice would you have at them to kind of put their best foot forward if they wanted to come out here?
I think make sure you have a good partner that you really gel with, that you don't have any ego with, because you got to be partners. You got to help each other. And I think the other thing is get some dune training. I'll tell you what, we were very tentative in the dunes last year. It was our worst day, and we got some great training from Nina Barlow, and I think we're feeling pretty good about today.
So did you do more training leading up to your first event or between that event and this year?
I think we probably did more leading up to our first event, but then we really knew where we needed work, and that's what we focused on leading up to this event.
And have you been following the standings? You know, I know you're doing great.
Yeah. Yes, we have been following it. We're in 8th place. We were 8th and 9th and 8th again. So.
But a top 10 finish. I mean, you know, anything can happen today, but I like your confidence going into the dunes.
I mean, we may drop down to 9th or 10th today. We're not experts.
Out of the top 10, it's okay, but that was kind of our goal.
Yeah, that was our goal, and we've kind of been laughing at being accidentally in the top 10 for the last couple of days.
I wish I had accidents like that. Are you planning on teaming up with anybody out there? Are you going to do your own thing?
We actually are going to team up with 107 up there, the other Toyota, old school baby. Toyota Power, April and Chelsea. So we're going to see what we can accomplish today.
All right, Dream Team, have fun out there, and we'll be following you. It's always fun to see the alliances that are made. It's like playing a game of Risk when you're out here, I think. I don't know. I want to hear what Matthew and Emme think.
Okay. So, you know, one of the things that we need to talk about right now, Rebelle Rally Ultimate giveaway.
My head's still spinning about 302,962 miles on that Toyota. So
I know,
here we are.
Nuts.
Okay, yes, let's talk about that giveaway. There's a lot of juicy things you can get for our Rebelle giveaway this year. It's the biggest one we've ever done.
Yep, we've got over $3,000 worth of stuff, tires, MaxTrax, swag. It's pretty cool. Just go to rebellerally.com/live. Click on that promo, go down, enter your information, and look at that. A little battery pack booster, MaxTrax, Yeti cooler. Oh my gosh. And I love those small little Yeti coolers. Yeah. I think they're great. They're so good for my little car. So yeah, so make sure that you do that. And Mom, again, I can't enter, so please enter for me because I want all of that stuff. Thank you.
But if you're on the rebellerally.com website, look for the promos link. There's lots of other promos going on our website.
Absolutely. There's a discount for Pirelli tires, which is cool.
Yep.
There's just a lot of really great stuff.
I think there's a discount for Onyx Offroad.
I believe so.
Software,
I believe you're right. I believe you're right.
For your phone.
You know, one of the things that these competitors are going to have to deal with today, not only they have to deal with navigation and they have to deal with the driving, there are going to be some weekend warriors out there, or what I like to call civilians.
True.
You know, and those civilians don't necessarily know that there's a competition going on here, and they are going to be very curious. They're going to try to go up to these competitors, talk to these competitors. They might try to help the competitors, and outside help is forbidden. So that is one thing that kind of comes in today is you're like, why are all these people trying to talk to me and help me? You know, they'll come up and try to help you dig out. So that's another thing that they're going to have to be really cognizant of.
Now, that reminds me of the story from Karen and Dana talking about their daughters. Sorry, it was...
Susie and...
Johanna.
Johanna.
Susie and Johanna were digging somebody out because they were in a really dangerous place. And they were a civilian. But they decided it was worth it to dig this person out and get them out of this dangerous place.
Yeah.
And then so there you are. You're just some random person stuck in the sand. And then these chicks show up with helmets on, jump out and have all the kit.
Right,
and they're digging you out.
And you're like, what is happening in my life?
While that's happening, Karen and Dana show up and start feeding these people snacks. So these are our moms. They'll take care of you while we dig you out.
Rebels can help civilians, but civilians cannot help rebels.
That was a great story, and I didn't do it any justice there, but it was really funny on day one. I could just imagine. Awesome.
All right. Is Harry ready for us? What is Harry? I think he's got the Toyota. Yes, he does. He has got one of the Tundras that's got a super cool wrap. So, Harry, what do you got for us?
Toyota factory teams killing the wrap game. Are my favorite vehicles out here this year as far as the look goes. Well, you saw the Defender 90. That thing looks pretty cool too. Yeah. Tell me what you do for Toyota. One of my favorite things about the company is that they've been sending not just competitors but employees, right? You work for Toyota.
That's correct. I'm a mechanical engineer. I work in the product development office at our R&D facility in the Ann Arbor, Michigan area.
So that's quite a bit different than being out here in the desert, huh?
It's very different. Yeah, this has been really intense, really in the elements, really seeing what the truck can do, especially in conditions that I normally don't experience on everyday life. So seeing, maybe what a rancher drives his truck like firsthand has been really, really incredible.
But you've got the right vehicle for the job. I mean, we got a little taste of the dunes yesterday. How did the Tundra do?
We got here a little bit late, so we only got maybe 15 minutes in the dunes, so we're going to see how she handles today.
We took it at Silver Lake, so we've gone in Michigan dunes, and we were able to crest kind of like the bigger hills. I mean, the awesome thing is like crawl control got us out of trouble a lot of times, so we don't have to do digging. The truck will just get us, it'll basically dig out for us. That's been a game changer.
Well, and I'm super impressed with how that works because you only have one brake pedal, right? You can only, they're all on or all off, but the crawl control seems like it can sort of apply individual brakes, apply power to individual. Yeah, so it's amazing. I imagine it'll come in handy today. What other recovery gear do you have with you?
We got some traction boards, we got a kinetic rope, and we got a 3 shovels.
There's only 2 of you.
2 different kinds.
There you go.
So.
I know you have to get to the start line. Have fun out there today, and thanks for taking the time to talk to us. From the newest Toyota to the newest Jeep, this is a 4xe. We've got Mercedes Lilienthal and Emily Winslow here. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
You were in X-Cross together last year. Now you're in the 4x4 class in this Jeep. And can you tell me a little bit about the capabilities of this vehicle or what you've learned this week?
Oh gosh, well, I mean, this is the 2023 high-velocity Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 4xe. So it's their plug-in hybrid they've had out for a couple of years. It's truly a huge workhorse off-road machine, like a lot of people know. So there's a lot of things that this thing can do, and I just have to try to match it to my ability as best as possible. So it's one of the best that's out there as far as off-road capability.
And is your plan today to team up with anybody? Are you going to go it alone? Can you share a little of your strategy for the last day of the rally?
We were thinking of, team up if we can, find somebody of a similar capability so we can kind of plan it and not drive over what we can do, but also not drive under. So hopefully we'll find somebody friendly out there and find some good navigation and find some checkpoints.
Well, and Emily, I know you've done this event several times, and I've seen you navigating and trying to get less capable vehicles back into the dunes. So, I mean, this should be like the easy button.
Yeah, I've never been in the dunes because I've never been in a 4x4, so we'll see how that goes once I get in there. But hopefully it'll be good and we'll enjoy it, yeah.
I'm sure it will, and I'm sure you'll have a blast out there today. We'll see you at the finish line.
Thank you.
All right, we'll let these teams keep stacking up. They're leaving 2 at a time in 2-minute intervals. So when we get some new people to talk to, we will. But in the meantime, we'll go back to Emme and Matthew.
And Witch's Eyes.
Thank you so much, Harry. Look at that Rivian go. Oh, I just love that truck.
She's turned straight in.
But she didn't take anything out of the bed. She didn't take those tires out.
I know. You were just talking about getting the weight out of the vehicle.
Man, I can't wait to talk to her tonight and be like, yo, why did you keep unnecessary weight in the bed of that heavy vehicle?
Hey, now, I like your strategy, but I know Lily. She thinks like an engineer. She's going to be like, girl, that is 0.025% of the weight of my vehicle, and therefore would make no difference.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Grams are grams. You know what I mean? Like when you're hiking, you take the little tabs off your zippers because what I say is small, catch monkey. You got to get a little tiny little goals, and then that gets you to your big goals. Right?
And you catch a monkey.
Yeah. No, I learned that when I was in the Peace Corps in Africa for a while, and that was one of the things that we said was small, catch monkey.
Okay.
Tiny goals up to your big goal. I say it all the time.
I need to just get a little bit better at thinking of some clever things like that. That's really funny.
So, Matthew, I wanted to ask you, have you been out to all of the crazy things that you can find in the dunes? You know, there's the swing set.
I have been. I made it to the swing set, which is not an easy task in one of these vehicles.
No.
In a 4x4, 4Runner, or whatever.
Yeah, it is not. And it's also kind of hidden. You know, you look at the map and you just think it's like dunes all over the place. But there are valleys where things are a little bit flatter. There are like these hard pack pans that are just kind of hidden within the middle of the dunes. And sometimes you'll come over that and you'll be like, oh, what?
Yeah.
I was not expecting this.
Right. I'm out deep in the dunes, and here I am on like ground level with some grass growing at the bottom.
Yeah, it's crazy. So we've got a swing set out there. We have a flagpole memorial that is out there, which actually I haven't been to.
Isn't that quite close to the swing set?
It is. It's just north of the swing set, but it's even more difficult to get to for a stock vehicle than the swing set.
I remember getting out there and then just wanting a break because I was so on the edge of getting stuck all the way out there. I just wanted to relax a little bit.
Exactly.
before I drove more.
There's a couple of rusted out cars that are over here on this side of the dunes. So it's kind of interesting because you're like just driving along and then you're like, oh, look at that like big rusted out hunk of something, and it's just kind of cool. It's kind of cool to see. We always like to tread lightly, but these things they've been there for a long time, and I think they're going to remain there for a long time.
That's going to be cool. Maybe we'll go out and find something in a little while.
Yeah, let's do it.
Right,
let's do it. All right. So coming up next, I believe we are running out to a commercial break. Am I right on that? Yes, I am right because we're getting the music. All right, everybody. We'll be right back after this.
Rise through the morning. It's calling, leave back home, put down the sorrow, and dance to me.
My name is April Leone. I am a senior software engineer at Onyx Maps. This is my truck Luna. She is originally she was a 2011 4Runner, and now she's covered in diamond plate because I have accidents and rolled her a couple of times in some sand dunes. I got into off-roading, I feel like I don't like to generalize, but the way that a lot of women might get into off-roading, they have a husband, they have a boyfriend who's doing this cool thing with trucks, and you want to be involved, you want to go out, you want to have some adventure. And that was a really big draw for me. The thing for me that really was important was that I didn't just sit in the passenger seat. Yeah, it was really important to me to learn how to do everything on my truck and learn how to drive it really well. So I found Luna and I signed up for some trainings, and then I just kind of made it my own. So I started off-roading, but then I learned about this really awesome women-only navigation rally called the Rebelle. And what is so unique about it is 2,000 kilometers entirely off-road in California, Nevada, no GPS, no computer, no phone. And every morning you get a list of coordinates that you have to hand plot on a map with like your glasses in the dark, and you're trying to figure out where you're going. So what's interesting about the Rebelle is after doing it for a couple of years, it brought me to Onyx. Even though the Rebelle is paper only, I can import tracks into Onyx. I can use it as a training tool. You can load up the satellite imagery, see what was around you, see what you missed, get some details about that, and then get out there and adventure with that.
Welcome back to Rebelle Rally Live, presented by Toyota. We're here at the start of Stage 7, and as I said earlier, hang on to your butts, it's about to get nuts. Crazy day today. So excited.
Really cool drone shot there of the dunes right beside us. We are going to have some more checkpoints later in the day for the teams out in these dunes. They're called the what dunes?
Well, we call them, the competitors call them something else, but here on the live show we call them the poopy dunes. So you can figure out what that means. But I think we've got Harry here at the starting line. So Harry, take it away.
Here we go.
Yeah, it's a family show, right? We're here with Avis and Tara in their 392 Wrangler. So I saw you on Oldsmobile Hill yesterday, and this thing like idled up to the top, but you weren't even really on it, it seemed like. Have you done much dune training in this vehicle?
So we're from Sand Hollow, so we drive smaller dunes quite a bit, but
we've done a little bit in this, but this thing, yeah, you point and shoot and it goes. That's why we brought this, actually, was for this day.
All right, and what air pressure are you tires? Can you share some of your strategy? Are you going to team up with other people or go it alone?
We're going to see how everyone does around us. Obviously, it depends on who you're next to and who you have timing-wise to get lined up with. But hopefully we get teamed up with a couple people and make sure we can help each other out if we need it.
That's great. Yeah, I think that's a solid plan. Can you tell us a little bit about, like, range becomes an issue out here. Were you ever low on fuel, or did this have plenty? Oh, you're laughing. So if you need me to.
We came in on empty a couple of times.
But you came in.
We came in. We have not ran out, but yeah, we got to the gas line before the fuel lights came on.
Oh, you're good then. It's lighter.
Yeah.
And it's all fueled up though and ready for today.
Yep, we are solidly on full, and hopefully don't burn through the whole tank before we get through our checkpoint.
All right. Well, you've got the right tool for the job, especially today. Have fun out there.
Thanks, guys.
Some folks that were having fuel issues of a different kind earlier this week were Lisa and Anna. I believe they switched up. Anna had been navigating in her own vehicle, but this year, or today I should say rather, so you're back in the driver's seat.
Yes, back in the driver's seat.
And that was your plan all along, right?
Correct, yeah. Lisa's driven all of the other terrain, and then I'm doing the dunes.
So you made her navigate in the most challenging part of the whole event, Anna?
Yeah, pretty much. I wanted her to have the hardest part at the very end when she's the most tired.
Right. That's the case for all of us, I think, at this point.
Absolutely.
But, you know, after today, we get to relax. Got the gala coming up, which is always a good time, something to look forward to. Now, obviously, you have some work to get done between now and then, but I imagine this thing just slays it in the dunes.
It does. It makes it such a fun day, being out here on the TC stuff.
Yeah, and this is fifth year?
Fourth year for me, fourth year for the FJ, and then Lisa's first year.
Right.
Yep.
Well, and yeah, Total Chaos sponsors this stage. No surprise, right? I mean, their stuff was built for the dunes and really helped suck up all that irregular terrain and helps you keep your momentum so you can get to the top of these different stages and sections when you're chasing those CPs.
I try and channel Nicole as much as I can as we're out there. Some of her mantras that she's told me over the years just kind of keep going through my head. So
I try and channel her energy. Like we've been out here for over a week now, and I see her, and man, she's like the Energizer Bunny, and she does know how to drive too. She's taught me quite a few things over the years as well.
That's super cool. Well, I think we've got to roll forward, but thanks for being here with us.
Of course, yeah. We'll let you get off the line and have a great day. More teams stacking up here. We've got plotting and scheming across the way in there, from a Toyota to a Nissan. Good morning, ladies. Hopefully I'm not interrupting. I know you are getting ready for the day.
Hi.
Hi. Surprise.
What's going on?
Can you tell us a little bit about your strategy is for the day? Well, who are you listening to? We'll start with that.
Yeah, listen to some Thunder Heist right now.
Nice.
This is our strategy. Our strategy is good music, having fun. Yep.
Yeah, you got to get hyped, right? I mean, we do this too, on the media team. We're processing photos at the end of the day. It's been a long day, and you're like, I need a hype song. I need something to keep me going.
Yep, it really does help. Especially you get tired out there and you start to lose focus, and this can kind of like ground you back in your body, and you're like paying attention to the road and the map. Yeah.
I like it. Can you share a little of your strategy for today with us? Are you going to team up?
Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, we're definitely looking to conserve energy. That's one of our biggest things, is to just be smart about how our energy is through the day. We have been just kind of spotting who else is on the start line with us to see who we've been working with and who has an equally powered vehicle with us.
We're a rookie team too. We're a rookie team, not super experienced in the dunes, so it's going to be super fun. And so we want to just be smart and take it smart. That's what I think. Yes.
I think that's sage advice. We'll talk to you when you come back and when you have so much more Dune experience, and we'll hear how it went.
Alrighty, well, take care.
Have fun out there.
All right.
Matthew, Emme, back to you.
Thank you so much, Harry. I wanted to take it back to that Jeep Wrangler 392 when it comes to fuel issues out here, because once you get those tires aired down and you're digging through this deep sand, your fuel economy it goes in the toilet, basically. So, you can expect a huge drop in range, both for these gas vehicles and the electric vehicles. A lot of people give electric vehicles grief because, you're going to get terrible gas mileage in when you're out on the dirt. Well, you get the same amount of drop of range as you do in the ICE-powered vehicles. So you're really going to have to monitor how much power you're putting out there.
Yeah, it's all about the increased resistance, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, you know what? That 392, man, it sounds good. It looks good. I can't wait to see how they do today.
Speaking of sounding good and looking good, watching the FJ Cruiser of Anna come off the line beside 155 Defender.
Yeah.
Those vehicles both look so cool rolling out of here.
I love it. Oh, my
man.
gosh.
Just looking at them and then all the other vehicles and all the other teams, it would be impossible to tell all the stories that we'd like to tell about these teams.
Yeah.
Today we start realizing how many stories we haven't been able to get to, how many teams we didn't get to talk to as much as we'd like to.
Yeah.
Or that we chat with off camera, and then it is what it is, though.
Yeah, but there is a great way for you all at home to follow this rally today, and that is with our YB tracker, our Yellow Brick trackers.
Yeah, the way to do that is find on your app store YB Races. If you get to YB Races, you'll have to search for Rebelle Rally 2022 because the 21 event is still available on there. So look for Rebelle Rally 2022, get that downloaded, get that open, and you may have to choose day 7 because we're on day 7.
Yeah.
Then you'll be able to see the location of all the vehicles on course. And there's a little time scroll at the bottom that you can pull it all the way left and watch where everyone left base camp, and then watch them trickle out into the dunes. And if you are hardcore following today, you've got another window open with live scoring. So you can literally see how your team is doing, how many checkpoints they've gotten, and Yellow Brick shows you the checkpoints on the map. So you can literally see that they're working on, an 8-point blue or whatever, and you can watch them whittle their way around in the sand to get there.
And you can get the bios of the teams, and you can also search for those teams. So say you're only really worried about 3 or 4 teams, you can go ahead and click on your favorites, and then those will be the only teams that you see on your YB tracker. You can also look at this on rebellerally.com/live. We've got a link to it as well. But if you're out and about, you can also just do it on your phone or on your iPad, whatever tablet or computer that you happen to have with you.
Our system with YB tracking, with Iridium, with our partners, with Mapbox, make this possible. But there's a lot of technical partners that make this happen. While you're looking at the screen here, I just want to point out, if you look across to the left and then back down on the left side, you see a lot of black diamond checkpoints over there. That's Gecko Road. And they're not allowed to drive on Gecko Road.
No.
They'll be off the side of that. But you're kind of left side of the screen there. You'll see. Instead, you may ask, well, why don't they just go straight across the dunes over there?
Don't do that. I tried to do that once.
Yeah.
Rebecca and I tried to do it because we were like, we're so cool, we can cross these. No, don't do it. In a side-by-side, sure, go ahead and try it. In a stock vehicle, don't do it. It will take you forever, and you will get stuck, and you might possibly die. And I'm, literally not joking. We thought we were going to die, and the only thing that saved us was the fact that we had the Army fly over us a couple of times, so we knew that they knew we were there.
Sure.
And we would just dig, get in the Jeep, run the air conditioner for a while, get back out, dig. I mean, it was a terrible 2 hours, and it was 100% my fault.
That's how we learn.
Yeah. Now I know. So, and actually what I learned from that, too, is I was like, later on, I was like, why didn't you just down, air down your tires to 0? Because I was at 12. I'm like, why didn't you just air them all the way down?
Just to flat, just
to get out of that predicament. And then I had an air compressor with me, air them back up to 12 and get out of the dunes.
So you tried that?
Well, no, I didn't think about it until afterwards.
Well, with a thick enough sidewall tire, you could probably do that without debeating it. But then if you start thinking about a debeated tire and the PIA, that's going to be
all we had to do was go in a straight line. So there wasn't going to be any kind of turning or twisting, and it was 6 feet. So you go up 6 feet, you get out, you use your air compressor, you air back up to something that's going to be a little bit more stable, and then you GTFO out of the dunes before the sun goes down.
I'm going to try that. The dunes are going to be loose today. This
Yeah.
morning, some teams may find they can get up some stuff that they won't be able to get up later in the day.
Yeah,
Tell us about how the sand changes.
Yeah, as it gets hotter, the sand gets softer. So right now you've got a little bit of humidity in the air, so those dunes get a little bit hard packed. And once the sun comes out, starts drying out those dunes, it gets so much more difficult.
I got it.
Yeah.
You don't want to be following tracks in that loose stuff
No,
either.
not at all.
All right,
not
let's
at
have
all.
a look at our schedule.
Yeah, so today, man, speaking of hot, you and I are going to be sweating bullets because we're starting our show this afternoon at 2:30 p.m. right in the heat of the day.
That's going to be great.
Yeah,
we'll
I'm
do that
super
for 3
excited
hours.
about
I wonder.
that.
I bet we can find some refreshments to take care of us along
I think
the way.
we
I'll
can,
stick
and you
some
know what?
in my
And
Yeti.
this we've got some ice water, and the Yeti cooler keeps it super cool. So I'm going to be sligging ice water all afternoon long.
That's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be 3 hours. Who knows what we're going to come up with to talk about? Hopefully, a lot of interesting competition, but there's going to be some oddball stuff in between.
Yeah, well, and there's going to be so much great footage from people coming in because they're going to be super excited that everything is done. They're going to be having some great days out here. They're going to be having some terrible days out here. So I'm stoked to be doing that show with you today at 2:30. And then tomorrow, yes, the rally might be over, but we still have Coffee with Katie. There's a lot of activities that happen here at Base Camp before the gala. So
the
be sure to
gala
tune in
in
for
the
that.
sand. It's so cool.
But I will tell you this, you guys, it is scheduled to rain. We have a 50% chance of rain tomorrow. So Coffee with Katie might be a little interesting.
That's going to be a lot of fun. Lots more to come today, day 7, here at Glamis.
Yep, this is Rebelle Rally Live, presented by Toyota. You guys, thanks so much for watching. Check out those trackers today. It's going to be a good day. We'll see you later.